Hello and welcome to Gate to Wire. I'm Bruce Casella along with Danny Gibson. Our special guest today is Parks Hall of Famer trainer Kate DeMasi, the current PTHA Vice President, and she is running for President of the PTHA. Hi, Kate, and welcome to Gate to Wire.
Hi, Bruce, and hi, Danny. I really appreciate you having me on and taking the time out of your busy schedule. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Kate, Danny and I will alternate questions that we feel are important to the membership of the PTHA, and Danny is going to go first. Danny?
Yeah, so Kate, a lot of us know you here, but just tell us how you got your start in horse racing and your experience in the racing industry as a trainer and owner.
Well, I got my start actually years ago. My parents had a couple lower end brood mares, and so I got exposure from that side of it, from the breeding side early on, and got bit with the racetrack bug, pretty much as a kid. And I was in pony club, so I always rode, and so that was a big part of my life. So horses have been a big part of my life, and the racetrack I was drawn to it early on.
How long have you been stabled here at Parks?
It's 40 years. I came here, I ran my first horse here in 1984. It was Keystone, and the next horse I ran here was Philadelphia Park in 1985.
And how long have you been part of the PTHA board? Many years, right?
I've been on the board for several terms, and then this last term, vice president. So honored to be there.
Great.
Kate, what makes you feel that you bring the right skill set to the position of president, given the vast different areas of expertise this position requires, such as the backstretch, human and equine, PTHA office staffing, accounting oversight, negotiations with the casino and track management, marketing, technology, insurance, and all the other things like legal matters?
Well, I think to a certain extent, I already do that with the stable that my husband and I run. We do a lot of marketing. We are in the breeding industry, so we already have a lot of relationships. I have a lot of those relationships with the breeders, with owners, and as far as staffing, I've got quite a few people working for me, so I'm used to dealing with, the I should say, all of the things that come with staffing, the goods, the ups, the downs, everything. So I feel like I already have that underneath of me. Plus, I already have the experience of being on the board, being the vice president, having worked, going to legislators, meeting them, going to Harrisburg, being active with the coalition, with the breeders and everything. So I've already kind of been doing a lot of the things that are going to be part of the presidency anyway.
Hey, what motivated you to run for PTHA president, and what changes or goals would you like to achieve if you're elected?
One of the factors that really led me to run for presidency is what I feel we've had a lack of leadership over the last few years. I think it's been very disruptive to our organization, and it's put a wedge between a lot of board directors as well as our horsemen and as well as management. I feel that I have all the skills there. I already have the working knowledge there. And with the lack of leadership, I think it's time that we have somebody who knows how to be diplomatic, work with people, and also knows the players involved in the game. I've been doing this a long time. I went to Harrisburg. I fought for the money that we were going to get taken away from us when Governor Wolf was trying to take that away from us. And on top of that, I've been here when we rolled out the programs like the health and pension and turning for home, which to me is the gold standard of, aftercare for the horses. And we've put ourselves on the map. Everybody's trying to do it the same way we do it. So these are all things that I was part of, and I'm really proud to have been a part of that. And I want to continue to move our organization forward. And that's something I think that the current president and my opponent did a lot to hamper our forward progress.
Kate, how would you ensure transparency in PTHA decision-making and communication with the owners and trainers in the backstretch?
Well, one of the things is we already are getting a lot of stuff out there through our Facebook page and our our newsletter. But I think that we need to start giving the information out there right away to all of the backside, the owners, the trainers, which we can do right after meetings. So that's something that's going to be foremost in my presidency if I am elected.
What are some of the biggest challenges you see facing horsemen, talking about our owners and trainers at parks right now? What are some of the challenges you think that, the PTHA could work to make better?
Well, I think that right now we've got a lot of costs have really escalated. And I think that really affects, number one, the trainers that are trying to take care of the horses in the proper manner. It also affects the owners because, let's face it, it's all trickle down economics. So I think that the cost to train horses has gone up, and that's affected a lot. And it's affected probably a lot of owners getting in the business, as well as the breeding side of it. It's just generally costly. But what we do have here at parks is year-round racing. And, a lot of jurisdictions don't have that. And we should be proud of the fact that we have it year-round with lucrative purses. So I think that we're in a lot better shape than a lot of other states in our mid-Atlantic area.
Kate, how would you begin to foster a better relationship between Parks Casino, Parks Racing Management, and the PTHA to make sure that the horsemen get their fair share?
Well, I think that's going to be a lot of, making relationships again that we probably had a problem with over the last year and a half. I think that overall we do have a good relationship with them, and I think we can build those bridges back. But also, we know how to fight. We know how to stand our ground, and that's one thing that I've learned here is that you have to stand your ground as a group, as a whole, and be ready to stand up for what you believe in.
Kate, that wraps it up for me. I think you covered everything. Is there anything else that you'd like to add or to let people know?
Yeah, actually, I would just like to give a shout out to all of our PTHA employees. They have had a daunting task over the last year and a half doing their jobs and working for the community back here, but also having to deal with what was rather disruptive. And I appreciate all of you that work in there, and I can't thank you enough for being there for all of our horsemen and keeping us moving forward. So thank you. Thank you, team PTHA.
All right, Kate, that's going to do it for Gate to Wire. A reminder that the ballots went out this past Monday and must be returned by December 31st. Kate, best of luck, and thank you for joining Gate to Wire.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah.